Hey, good morning. For me, it's afternoon, but you didn't need to know that. So, a couple things I want to talk about. One is dehydration, and two, stayed at a hostel last night, around the Bend Hostel, and it was a great stay. I highly recommend it. It is 0.6 miles from the trail. They'll come pick you up. They'll feed you breakfast, give you a nice room, good roommates, and just a fun, comfortable place to be for the night. So I highly recommend them, and for you to stay there when you come through mile 69.6. But the host this morning had mentioned that he likes to take time off in the slow season for the Appalachian Trail, and he doesn't want to burn himself out because he knew a hostel owner who worked, and he ended up dying young. I don't know if it was because he worked, or what his health history was, but so this gentleman wants to basically enjoy, serving the Appalachian Trail community, but also, have flexibility in his life where he and his wife can enjoy the off season of the Appalachian Trail. So I thought that was nice to hear. The second thing is I crossed into North Carolina, and it was somewhat uneventful, but there's a nice little plaque, and I took a picture. I think that'll be my thumbnail for this recording. But it was nice. Check one off of the state, so one done. But then we get into North Carolina, and up here I'm gonna kind of give you a view of a couple of the monster mountains in the background. There's one. There's the other. These ranges are big, and I think we're sleeping over 5,000 feet tonight, which I don't think I've ever slept over 5,000 feet. Well, I lived out west, so yeah, I think I have, but as far as backpacking, I don't think I have. We are staying at Muskrat shelter, or Muskrat something something shelter. But yeah, so that'll be fun. As soon as I get there, I am, I think, one giant climb away from getting there. And yeah, the sun is chasing me from behind. But I did a dumb thing today. I got dehydrated. I ended up wearing 2 layers on my legs, which I really didn't need. And every time I went up a hill, I somewhat overheated, and that just continued all day long. And I kept telling myself, take the liner, the base layer off, and I didn't. So that's part of number one. I didn't take the base layer off. And then number two, I ended up passing by 2 water sources and didn't realize that the source that I chose to go to was really not a source at all. We've had a lot of rain, but the this water source had dried up. So I just really messed up on that. And I ended up asking somebody coming the other way, I asked when's the next water stop, and she told me it was Bly Gap, and how far is that? Oh, you got a little ways to go. And then she's like, do you want some water? And I was like, yes, please. And she gave me the water, and I didn't want to take too much of her water, but it was enough to get down another mile or so to the water stop. But that was not scary. I wouldn't call it scary, but it was kind of just a situation that I can't let get out of hand again, because it could have been really bad. And hopefully I learned my lesson from that. Never to pass up a water source, and that's what they tell you. They tell you time and time again, don't pass up a water source. Always mule up. And I apparently thought that I was above the law. But we are I'm going downhill, and like I said, I think I have a monster climb up the next mountain. But on the other side, near the top, is the shelter. And that's where we're going to stay tonight. So the idea is to try to get down to the town of Franklin for my next resupply. I did, oh boy, I spent over an hour removing, sorry for the light, there's a big reflection. I spent over an hour kind of reorganizing and decluttering my backpack. There was just some things in it that I, could have used, but haven't and won't, most likely. And it just kind of helps me to get everything into like its own compartment. And I put that in a box that will eventually be shipped home, to wait. One of the things was my Garmin watch, the Vivo Active 3. It's a nice watch, but every time I looked at it, it had like removed one of the functions. Like it stopped counting steps. Maybe because I finally was doing more than 10,000. And then it stopped counting stairs. And then it stops counting my heart rate, all that stuff. So anyhow, we are heading to the Gap tonight, Muskrat. We're going to end up there for the night, and then we will do another 12 tomorrow, and then most likely a 16 to get us into Franklin, and then we're going to call it good. So like, subscribe, and share. Thanks. Have a good night.